Hi, and welcome to 24 Rooter TV. In today's episode, we're going to try to give you a simple explanation as to why do water heaters all of a sudden go lukewarm. If that sounds interesting to you, stick around. Okay, so we're now being called out to water heater number 2 just within a couple days. That is also either overheating or having some sort of issue. We're in Yakima. Okay, so go ahead and explain to me what happened.
So the hot water just stopped working altogether. The water's lukewarm.
Lukewarm?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I opened up the top thermostat and element, and it has a reset right here, which is already been reset. You guys said that you already tried that. Okay, so I'm going to explain what happened.
Okay.
This time of year, after we've had a couple months of really cold weather, the water pipes under the ground over a couple months get about 10-15 degrees cooler than they are the rest of the year.
Okay.
It takes that long before so the water coming into the house is a lot colder than it is the rest of the time. So so the way these heat is your bottom down here, this has an element, has a heating element, okay? And this also has a heating element, okay? And so when the cold water comes in, it comes in from the right here on the top, but that has a dip tube that goes down to the bottom, so that cold water is actually coming in from the bottom.
Okay.
So what happens is when these get really old, we've seen this one's going on about 21, 22 years old approximately, and it's in relatively good shape. But what happens is there's a lot of like hard water and sediment and stuff like that down at the bottom. So the bottom heater element, has to heat through all that hard water and crud,
sediment.
sludge, sediment in the bottom. Exactly. So this thermostat up here, when this heats, as hot water rises to the top, as this, because heat rises, this one is up against the metal inside here, and it's reading and detecting the temperature. Well, because that water's so cold coming in by comparison, it has to heat so much, so fast to accommodate the coldness of the water, the unusually cold water, that by the time the temperature comes up to here, to the top, it can be up to 150 to 180 degrees, and so it'll trip this breaker. Okay. Now, if it did that and it was still cold after that, and right now it's kind of lukewarm, what has happened is this thing had to work so hard against that, because it's older also. It had to overwork itself to the point where it probably destroyed the heating element in there. So the top one is working. So even though the bottom one is probably shot, it also has a heating element up above here. Okay. So that's why it's warm,
but it's not heating up all the way.
Right, it's not heating up all the way, because as you turn on water, there's nothing down here heating this. And so you only have one element that's heating it. Does that make sense?
It does. It makes sense.
So normally in a situation like this heater being this age and trying to get this old element out of here, a lot of times you'll fight those, and it's only like 1 out of 10 that actually comes out without destroying the heater, because it's so old. That in most cases, when it's this old, it's not worth the time to waste trying to replace that bottom one. Or more than likely, it needs to be replaced. The whole heater, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Sometimes this time of year, all it's doing is, you know, this is still working, but it's working overtime, and it just, by the time it gets up here, it trips the breaker. But in this case, it probably had to work so much overtime that it fried the heating element,
Okay.
the bottom one. So, does that make sense?
That makes sense, yeah.
Hey, thanks for sticking around to watch the video. Water heaters are not something that's easy to explain to everybody. They're kind of technical. So hopefully you found this video to be easy to understand. If so, and if you like the video, don't forget to like and subscribe down below. Hit the thumbs up button. Hit the little bell to get notified of all of our videos, and have a great day. Take care.